What is up, YouTube? I'm Cordy here. Welcome to another riveting edition of OCG Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up for the OCG for their crazy, kooky antics that actually do relatively well at their locals. So the first one we're going to be looking at today is actually, you might have guessed it by looking at this, but this is Neos Stun. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, nothing scares me more than watching there can only be one face-up on the field, and my opponent has a Rainbow Neos staring at me, dead face, center stage, and you're just like, oh, yikes. So, the first list we're going to be covering is literally this Neos Stun. So, we have 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, triple copies of Effect Failure, 2 copies of Fantastical Dragon Phantasme, 1 Grind Golem, triple copies of Inspector Lad, triple copies of Keeper of Dragon Magic. So normal or special, discard to add 1 polymerization normal spell card or fusion normal spell card from your deck to your hand. Whew, that's pretty good. We get to search that. Then you can reveal 1 fusion monster from your extra deck, special summon 1 of the fusion materials whose name is specifically listed on that monster from your graveyard in face down defense mode. Hey, it's an extender for our boy Neos here. That's actually pretty good. We have triple copies of Maxi, 2 copies of Rainbow Dragon. So the problem with this deck is in order to get to the best core boss monster that you have, you literally have to play Garnets in the deck. I actually wish we could do more with this card, but unfortunately we can't. And then we have 2 copies of Neos. Spells, we have 1 Harpy's Feather Duster for back row removal. And then we have the best card in the deck, Triple Neos Fusion. So you can splash summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck that lists exactly 2 monsters as material, including Elemental Hero Neos, by sending those monsters from your hand, deck, or field, ignoring summoning conditions. And for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, you cannot splash summon monsters, so you're locked. And then, if a fusion monsters you control that list Elemental Hero Neos as material be destroyed by battle or card effect, or shuffled into the extra deck by its own effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So this does effectively allow us to dodge the negative consequences of the shuffle back effect. Then we have 2 copies of Desires because we want to be able to get to our combo pieces. 2 copies of Scapegoat for Link Summoning. And then we get into the good stuff here. Triple copies of Crackdown, removing those troublesome monsters on the opponent's field and bringing them over to our side. Triple copies of Infinite Impermanence, probably the best trap card. Triple copies of No. And then triple copies of There Can Only Be One, wrapping up the main deck here. Now, down in the extra deck, we have the 1 copy of Security Dragon. A lot of this is going to be for your big plays with Scapegoats. We have 1 Reproticus, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Link Spidey, 1 Phoenix, 1 Heavenly Spheres, 1 Pisty, and 1 LP, and 1 Bring the Pain Dragon, and 1 Boral Sword. Then we have this little guy right here. So it's 2 effect monsters to make Armorile, the Star Guy Dragon. Cannot be used as link material. You can target 1 face of monster that this card points to. Special summon from your hand in defense mode with the same original level as that monster to your zone this card points to, but negate its effects. Hey, you know all those times that we want extenders and things? Well, you actually have that built into this. We have the 1 Akashic Magician, and then we have the 2 copies of Rainbow Neos. So it's 1 Elemental Hero Neos plus 1 Ultimate Crystal Monster. Must be fusion summoned by the above monsters, cannot be summoned by the ways. And you can activate 1 of these effects once per turn. So you can send 1 monster you control the graveyard, shuffle all monster your opponent controls the deck. You can send 1 spell and trap card you control the graveyard, shuffle all monsters or all spells and traps your opponent controls into the deck. Or you can send 1 card from the top of your deck to the graveyard. To shuffle all cards in your opponent's graveyard into the deck. Literally mill 1. But hey, imagine just making 4,500 on the field and your opponent's just like, how do I out this? Like, then we have 1 copy of the Borderload Furious Dragon for Super Poly. Extra side deck here we have 2 Pankratops, 1 Phantasme, triple Ryo, triple copies of Super Poly, triple copies of Anti-Spell, triple copies of Evenly Matched, and the 1 copy of Imperial Order. Wrapping up this rather spicy list. I know it's a little bit slower of a concept. I talked about this a while back in a lot of our older videos. I was like, hey, like, Neos Stun, it's a concept, and it really is. Like, it's amazing what you can do with 1 good card and 4 bricks. Next up, we're going to be looking at a Burning Abyss deck. Now, for those of you that know, the OCG has a much different representation for this deck. See, we have Seer and Graph at 1. We don't have Max C. So the physical representation of this deck, like, this deck is almost a different creature in the OCG. The spam that they have is a little bit more acceptable. And honestly, as you see here, our boy Dante and Beatrice don't have limitations on them anymore. So the OCG is looking to abuse this deck as much as they can. I don't know, this is something a little bit more interesting coming out of the OCG as of late. So we have 1 copy of Alich, 2 copies of Astral Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 Barbar, 1 Calcab, triple copies of Seer, triple copies of Farfa, 1 Fiendish Rhino Warrior, 1 Ghost Ogre, triple copies of Graf, 1 copy of Libic, triple copies of Maximus Outputus, 1 Rubik, triple copies of Skarm, 1 copy of Torguide. Spells we have triple Called by the Grave, 1 Heavy Harpy's Feather Duster, triple Twin Twisties, 1 Imperial Order, triple Infinite Impermanence, triple Solemn Judgment, and 2 copies of Solemn Strike, wrapping up the main deck here. Very interesting, though, that, like, we are playing basically a Stunish version, or a control version of this deck. You do have to understand that the control and output that you basically are able to sit behind on these walls here is really crazy. Now, the extra deck, we have 1 Trisbania, 1 Avermax, 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix, 1 of that IP Masquerena. Being able to link summon on the opponent's turn is beautiful. We have 1 Cherubini, 1 copy of Boral Sword Dragon, 1 Borolo Dragon. Then we have the 1 Breaksword, 2 copies of the Dante, 2 copies of Beatrice, and then we have 1 Virgil and the 1 copy of the Pilgrim himself. Side deck here, we have 2 copies of Lancia, 2 copies of Pankratops, 1 copy of the Djinn. Actually, this is a pretty interesting tech choice. I'm actually intrigued to see that they're teching in a little mini Necros engine in here. We have 1 Godarla, 1 Kumamungus, 1 Necros Abrionic, triple Colossus, 1 copy of Cycle, 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance, and the 1 copy of Rise to Full Heights. Anybody ever actually tell you that you'd be citing a Necros engine in the year 2019? Because this is pretty interesting. I will say that. And then the last deck we actually have today is basically Sekka. It's not even Sekka. It's just Gizmek Orochi Turbo. And of course, we've seen this in the past. That Dark Occultism, discard 1 card, go search your deck or graveyard for Mr. Level 8 Fiend Boy here. Like, don't you love the fact that we just have a searcher for one of the most generically broken link summonable cards in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh? Because I think that this is rather astonishing that we just are able to search this. The TCG is not going to get this card back because Dark Occultism just searches it, and it bypasses the need to allow for a limitation on the card, especially when you can just reuse it back from the graveyard. Like, no, not today. So, this is basically Gizmek Orochi Turbo. We're just spamming out this guy, looking to abuse him, make some link plays, and put our opponent in a relatively bad position, because that'd just be how Yu-Gi-Oh! Be now. So, 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 Effect Veiler, 2 copies of Fairy Tale Snow, 2 copies of Phantasme, 1 Ghost Bell in the Haunted Mansion, 1 Ghost Ogre, and we have the triple copies of Gizmek Orochi, the Serpentine Sky Slasher. We have 1 Grinder Golem, 1 Jet Synchron, triple copies of Maxi. There's that 1 Lion that we like to use. And then we have only 2 Gamma. That's really spicy, actually. 1 Scrap Goblin, 1 Scrap Goblin and 1 Golem, triple copies of Scrap Recycler, and then 1 copy of the Driver. So we have triple Called by the Grave, 2 copies of the Crossout Designator, triple copies of the Dark Occultism, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, triple Instant Fusion, triple copies of Mind Control, triple Pot of Desires, and 1 copy of Infinite Impermanence, wrapping up this main deck. Talk about turbo control, ladies and gentlemen. Think about the disruptions that you can make with this. The extra deck down here, we have 1 Topological 0 Boros, 1 Bomber Dragon, 1 Security Dragon, the 1 copy of that Scrap Wyvern. 2 monsters, including a Scrap. Target 1 Scrap monster in your graveyard, special summon, and then destroy 1 card you control. It's pretty good. I like me some extenders. We have 1 Avermax, 1 Link Krivo, 1 Link Spider, 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix, and 1 Cerberus, 1 Curious Boy, 1 Needle Fiber, 1 Akashic, 1 Thousand Eyes, and the 1 copy of the Theseus. Side deck here we have 1 Effect Veiler, triple Gamma Steel, 1 copy of the Ghost Bell Haunted Mansion, 1 Vanity's Fiend, triple Twin Twister, triple Crackdown, and triple copies of Red Rebuto, wrapping up another edition of OCG Thursday. So, what do you guys think about this week's list? Lund brought these to me and was like, hey, check these out, like, these are the best things we have from the week. I'm like, oh, You know, I love me some Burning Abyss, literally. So, guys, what do you think about these decks? Please comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.